Hey guys, welcome to Picks and Parlays. I'm Allie Burns, and today we've got a little Picks and Parlays 101 for you, brought to you by
Right.
handicapping expert and legend in the industry, Chip Chirimbes. How's it going, Chip?
It's going just squassadilly, as my mother used to say. I mean, the sun's shining. I'm body surfing in the water down here in South Florida.
So, something really important that people need to know, especially at a big tournament time of year like this, we hear
Right.
handicappers talking about all the time shopping for lines. The reason you want to shop for lines is because the lines move, there's line movement. So, can you break it down for us? Why do lines move and why should we shop for numbers? Break it on down.
The first thing I would say, if you're a player and you're going to play, and you're a serious enough player to be watching this video right now, you should have at least two outlets and most likely three, because there's a variance in numbers and different bookmakers sometimes have their own opinion and attitudes, and you get a chance to take advantage of it. So that's the first thing I want to say is don't be stuck with one guy and one bookmaker or one house that's going to book the action and they dictate to you what the line is. You, as a consumer, like if you're going to go shopping and you're going to get a loaf of bread for $1.30, or you want to pay $1.10 for it, it's the same bread, the same loaf, but different results, and it does play a factor in the long run on the season in winning and losing, because pushes and wins that could have been losses can be big in turning the season because it is so difficult to win as it is. I'd like to make a comment about you asked about how to evaluate the line moves and what's going on. There's something that's going on nowadays, and it's just in recent years, where we call it a reverse line move, where you and I and people in the industry will follow the money and follow the action, and we'll see that a team was being bet heavily, and instead of the line moving up, say if they're a 2.5 point favorite, it actually is coming down. And you might question as to why that happens. And a lot of times that happens because there's a lot of wise guys and sharp play on these games. And finding out if it's sharp money or public money can be a big difference between winning and losing. And it's something that I've had to make major adjustments in the last 4 or 5 years about this, because I'd be seeing all this money coming on one side and the line would be going in the other direction. And you raise an eyebrow, and maybe I'd sit and I'd pass the game. Don't. If you sit and you've got the right side, you have to stick with it. But that's why having two or three outlets is a major, major advantage, because one bookmaker, you have a really sharp house and they might be moving it in one direction. And if you have a guy out there, we call them squids, and they don't have the movement that the sharper houses have, you could take advantage of it and make the play with them. With these games coming down in the playoffs and it's crunch time, it's really, really pertinent that you sit and pay attention to what's going on with these numbers and stay close to it. It's our time of the year right now in the playoffs. I mean, if you are into this, it's a culmination of the resume of every team that's played the entire season. And now you can sit and evaluate. Some teams have played each other twice, and they may have been a favorite, and all of a sudden now they're an underdog. Well, the bookmaker's giving you a message in these playoffs, and they're telling you this team isn't going to sweep 3 straight games. And that's something that I always look for. And, sometimes you find that happen in the lesser tournaments. Maybe you'll have a Youngstown State or something along those lines where that will show up. And in these anomalies where a team has won like 2 straight times and then they're meeting for the third time, we've heard it in the NFL. Look what happened in New Orleans and Tampa Bay. It's very difficult to sweep a team 3 straight times. New Orleans had crushed Tampa twice in a row. They got in the playoffs. And what did Tampa Bay do? They just ran them over. So, that's something to be aware of and to look for. And it's something that I'm cognizant of and I pay attention to. And I look for these type of things, particularly now in the conference tournaments. And then when we get to the NCAAs.
Yeah, there is a lot of money to be made out there, and especially at this time of year. And especially at this time of year, it's really not as easy as a lot of people think that it is, which is why you got to buy premium picks. And you can get them from this
Right.
guy, Chip Chirimbes, over at picksandparlays.net. That's where you can find his premium plays. It's worth a little cash to make a lot of money. All right. You guys have a good one. Thank you so much, Chip. We'll see you next time.